Welcome back, my dear students. I am going to discuss on the topic classification of the fishes. In common uses, the term fish denotes a mixed assortment of the water-dwelling animals. We speak of jellyfish, we speak of cuttlefish, we speak of shellfish, we speak of crayfish, and knowing full well that when we use the word fish in such combination, we are not referring to a true fish. So, what is the definition of the fish? Fish is a cold-blooded, primarily aquatic vertebrates, usually with a skin covered in scales, but the scales are dermally origin, having fins supported with fin rays for locomotion and presence of gill for respiration. And fishes were originated in the Paleozoic era, especially the period is the Devonian period, where the number of the fishes are abundant. So that period is known as golden ages of the fishes. Now, what are the features of the series species? They are the first gnathostom vertebrates and very successful in their evolution. The body is typically covered with bony scales that are dermal origin. In some forms, scales are also absent. The paired appendages are thin. Body is streamlined, primarily aquatic. Lateral line system present as an important sense organ. And respiration takes place mainly through internal gills, although in some species, lungs are present in case of the dipnoi. And the blood vascular system has a single circuit circulation, two chambered hearts, so one auricle and another ventricle, with sinus venosus and in some cases conus arteriosus that's also present, but they carry only deoxygenated blood. Now, on the basis of the jaw suspension system, if you see, there are three kinds of the jaw suspension system found in the fish. In some sort, the jaws, especially here, the amphistylic jaw suspension system. Here, the jaws and the hyoids are braced directly against the brain case, and the arrangement is an amphistylic suspension system. Whereas in case of the autostylic suspension system that is found in the lungfish and chimeras, the hyomandibular cartilage is not involved in bracing the jaws. This self-bracing condition is known as autostylic jaw suspension system. And another mode, that is a hyostylic jaw suspension system, that is found in the chondrichthyes and some bony fishes also. The hyomandibular cartilage is braced against the chondrocranium, that is known as hyostylic jaw suspension system. And the characteristic features of the jaw suspension is also key for classifications of the fish. Now, if you go through the scheme of the classification, different authors classify the fishes in different ways. Principally, they are very similar, but the taxonomy varies to a considerable extent. As per A. Soman 1959, series species has divided into 5 classes. What are the class? Class Pterichthys, class Coccosti, class Acanthodi, class Chondrichthyes, class Osteichthyes. Class Pterichthys, Coccosti, and Acanthodi that are known as placoderms, and all are extinct nowadays. Placoderms is coming from the Greek word plakos means plate and derma means skin. They are the earliest form of the jaw fishes. They are also known as armored fishes. They are characterized by thick dermal bony plates in the skin, so they are also known as plate skin fish. A bony skeleton and presence of paired fins present. Body polymorphic, typically dorso-ventrally flattened, and the body tapering posteriorly. Jaw suspension, that is autostylic jaw suspension system, that is articulation by the jaw themselves without the involvement of the hyoids. Anal fin, you see here there is no any anal fin. Anal fin in some cases are also poorly developed. Now, the placoderm consists of class Pterichthys, class Coccosti, and class Acanthodi. All are extinct. Here you see that the eye are the large and presence of the 6 pairs of the spine that are located in between the pectoral fin and the pelvic fin. Now, Chondrichthyes, that is cartilaginous fish. Chondros mean cartilage and ichthyes mean fish. They include shark, rays, skates, chimeras, and also some Paleozoic extinct fishes. The skeleton is entirely cartilaginous. The teeth are modified into placoid scale. A swim bladder always absent. Body generally covered with small tooth-like dermal scales, that is a placoid scales. In some forms, the scales are also absent. Intestine with a characteristic spiral valve, presence of opisthonephrine kidney and the rectal gland. Rectal gland is a characteristic features of the conductees. This secrete a colorless fluid that contain high concentration of the sodium chloride. This gland assists the opisthonephrine kidney in regulating salt concentration of the blood. Cranial nerves are 10 pairs, semicircular canals, 3 pairs. Sexes are separate. Sexual dimorphism presence, males with typical copulatory organ or clasper. Fertilization is internal. This class conducteus is divided into two subclass elasmobranchi and subclass holocephaly. Elasmobranchi is also known as a selachi. Elasmos mean plate and branch mean gill. They include sulc, rays, and scales. Body typically covered with minute placoid scales. The teeth are modified into dermal denticles. There are 5 to 7 gills on each side of the body, and the gills open separately and directly. No operculum. A sparacle is typically present in front of the first gill. Jaw suspension amphistylic or hyostylic jaw suspension system. The tail is always heterocercal. The mouth is situated ventrally. In case of the male, the pelvic fins are modified into clasper. And there is another interesting organ, ampulla of the Orangini. Basically, they are the electroreceptors. They are located primarily on the subsets, and they use electroreceptions to find the prey behind in sandy water and dark water. And these are the example of the elasmobranchi. That is a dogfish, scientific name Scoliodon. Then smooth dogfish, then Carcharinus. This is the Hamarhedred spina. This is a tiger shark, Galeosardo. This is a sawfish, Pristish, and this is a torpedo, it's an electric ray fish. Now, next subclass holocephaly. Holos mean entire and cephaly mean head. They include some peculiar and specialized forms commonly called chimera, or ghost fish, or rat fish, or rabbit fish, or elephant fish, or king of herrings. They're exclusively marine, especially found in the deep sea water. There are 4 functional gills on each side of the body. The gills are covered by a flap of skin, that is the operculum. No spiracle. They have no scales. The upper jaw is solidified, fused to brain case, and jaw suspension system is similar to autostylic. The dentition is reduced. Presence of crushing plates that play important role for grasping the molluscan cell. Male have a club-separate clasper on the front of the eyes. This is a clasper you see here, and the tail is elongated and the whip-like tail. That is a chimera, Hariota, and Hydrolagus. And then class Osteichthyes. Osteichthyes are bony fishes. Brick mean osteon mean bone, and ichthys mean fish. They live in all types of the aquatic environment. Maybe marine, maybe brackish water, maybe salt water. And typically they consist of the bone. The skin is typically covered with dermal scales or the bony plates. In some modern forms, the scales are also absent. Lungs or swim bladder are developed as the outpocketing of the gut. You see here, it's the outpocketing of the gut, spiracle absent. The gill chamber are covered by a bony flap, that is a movable operculum. The teeth are not modification of the scales. The teeth are attached to the bones by ligaments or cement. The pelvic fins are not modified to form clasper. That is found in case of the elasmobranchi. And now, this class Osteichthyes is divided into 2 subclasses. What are the subclass? Subclass Actinopterygii and subclass Hercopterygii. Actinopterygii is coming from the Greek word. That's actis mean ray and pteryx mean wing. So they are commonly known as ray fin fish. This is skeleton ossified. Typically, the skeleton consists mainly of bone, but it is cartilaginous in some group, especially in case of the coelacanth. And skins with mucus glands and embedded dermal scales. Scales are cycloid, tenoid, or ganoid types or absent in the advanced forms. But basically, the coelacanth fish that is under the category of the Sarcopterygii. So the bony fish that's consists of the mainly bone, but in some cases cartilaginous, that is found in the coelacanth. Typically, the paired fins do not have a fleshy basal lobe that is found in case of the coelacanth and supported by bony rays which radiate as in fan. There are no internal openings to the nostrils. Jaw suspension system is typically hyostylic. The notochord is reduced by the development of the bony elements in the vertebral column. Swim bladder act as a hydrostatic organs, and gills are the primary organ for respiration. They covered an operculum, but in some specialized form, especially magu, shingi, koi, accessory respiratory organs are present and they help in aerial respiration. Circulation consists of a heart with a sinus venosus, and undivided atrium and undivided ventricle. Single circuit circulation typically consists of 4 aortic arches. Sexes are separate and fertilization usually external fertilization. This is examples of the Katla, that is a Labiorohita, that is a Claudius vetracus, Notopteros, Anabas testudineus, and Ectoplas suratensis. Now, subclass Sarcopterygi. Sarcopterygi actually consists of the 2 categories. One is a lobed finfish category, that is a tassel finfish, that is under the Crossopterygi, and another category that's a lungfish, that is a diploid. Sarcopterygi are ancestor of the tetrapods. They include 2 categories of the fish. They're generally represented by the 1 genera of the coelacanth and 3 genera of the diploid. The first one, Crossopterygi. Crossy mean fringe and pteryx mean wing. So that is, they are commonly known as lobed finfish or tassel finfish. Presence of 2 separate dorsal fins. These are the 2 separate dorsal fins. The paired fins are always provided with a fleshy lobe. These are the fleshy lobe. Jaw suspension system, that is a hyostylic, maxilla and premaxilla present. Cosmin present on the scales, and the tail is primitively heterocercal with an apicaudal lobe. This is the apicaudal lobes you see here. And mostly near about 55 genera of the group that is a fossilized form, and that is nowadays survived by only a single species, that is a Latimeria chalumni, that is known as living fossils. The group, however, is of paramount importance insofar as it is the only fish group which is only considered to be mostly likely ancestor of the land vertebrates. The generic name was given in the honor of Miss Katrine Latimer. She was the curator of the East London Museum, whereas the species name is a refer to the site of the collection of the offshore. This is so that's the name is Latimeria chalumni. Now another group, lungfish, that is a dipnoid, crick, diamine 2, and apnea respiration. The members are the freshwater inhabit with a discontinuous distribution, and they are especially found in the South America, Africa, and the Australia region. And what are the features? Jaw suspension system is autostylic, maxilla and the premaxilla are the absent, presence of internal nares and a ventral connection of the lung or gallbladder to the esophagus. And conocytidiosis is present, and spiral valves are present in the intestine, and tail is diffuscatal. These are the example Neoceratodus that's found in Burnett and Mary rivers in Queensland of Australia. Otopterus, that's found in tropical rivers of Africa, and the Lepidosiren, that's found in tropical rivers and swampy areas of South America. And there is an interesting fish, that is an ice fish, especially found in the Antarctica, and that's the lax respiratory pigments of the hemoglobin, and their muscles contains only minute trace of the myoglobin, that is known as a white blood fish, and that possesses creamy white gills and that's a yellowish tinted blood and yellow muscle. As for example, Chinocephalus. These are the reference books, Guide to Living Fishes by Webb et al., Fishes of the World by Nelson, General and Applied Ecology, Gupta and Gupta, Fish Biology, Srivastava, Integrated Principle of Zoology, Hickman et al., and Introduction to Fish Biology and Fisheries, Khanna and Kapoor. Thank you, everybody.